Rebecca. Next up, we have Mariela and she's presenting on the black plague.
Hi, my name is Mariela, and my senior project topic is Black Death. Over the summer, when I was at the library looking through books trying to think of a senior project topic, I randomly thought of the Black Death after seeing some books on it. As the time to pick a topic came closer, I started to realize it was a great topic and wanted to learn more about it. I wanted to learn about the changes that happened because of it and how it impacted places where the plague came. It's important to know what changes happened that helped create the modern world. Events in the past help shape the future, so we should know why things are like they are. I researched the second worldwide outbreak or pandemic, which happened in the 14th century. I will focus on when the Black Death was in Europe. I will refer to the Black Death as the bubonic plague or plague, which are all the same thing. There have been 3 plague pandemics so far now. Yes, I forgot. First, I will talk about the disease, then where the plague spread. After that, I will talk about past treatments, then the impact plague had, and finally what plague is like today. Part 1, the disease. In this section, I'll talk about the fleas, the rodents, the bacteria, and symptoms of bubonic plague. The rat flea is the known carrier of bubonic plague. It is 1/8 of an inch long but can jump 150 times its length. An infected flea has plague germs multiplying in its stomach. They block the stomach, making the flea hungry. When a flea bites a rat, it vomits up blood into the bite, making the rat infected. On the side, there's a chart of the cycle of infection. If a flea has so many bacteria that they invade the rat's nervous system or lungs, the rat dies. The flea then finds a new host that could be a human. The bubonic plague is caused by Yersinia pestis bacteria. When a human gets infected, the bacteria travels to the lymph nodes in the armpit and lung. Symptoms of the plague are headaches, weakness, a wildly beating heart, feverishness, and measles, which are caused by swelling of dead cells of the nose. Part 2, spreading. In this section, I'll talk about the conditions of the time, then the start of the plague, then when it came to Europe, and after that, as historical quote. In 14th century Europe, everywhere was dirty. Waste accumulated in piles and streets, making it easy for rats and mice to get food. The plague started in the Gobi Desert in Mongolia. Before coming to Europe, it spread to China, India, through the Middle East, then to Europe. On October 1347, merchants brought plague to Italy through trade ships with rats on them. Plague spread throughout Italy and beyond. It went to Pisa, Paris, Vienna, Avignon, and Bordeaux, and as far as England, Norway, Prussia, Sweden, Denmark, Iceland, and Greenland. Now I will read a quote by Henry Layton, who left an account of what happened in England. Describe what happened because of the population change. He says sheep and cattle were left to wander through the fields and among the standing crops since there was no one to drive them off or collect them. For want of people to look after them, they died in hedgerows and ditches all over the country. So few servants and laborers were left that nobody knew where to turn to help. The following autumn, it was not possible to get a harvester except by paying it 8 pence a day, a large amount then, with food included. Because of this, many crops were left to rot in the fields. Part 3, past treatments. In this section, I will talk about medical theories, the people who gave the treatments, what the treatments were, and the past theories of plague caused. At the time of the second pandemic, doctors followed the theory of tumors created by Hippocrates, who lived from 484 to 425 BC. He believed sickness was caused if body humors, which were blood, phlegm, yellow bile, and black bile, were unbalanced. Galen, who followed the teachings of Hippocrates, said the humors reflected the 4 elements. The human body was a small contained version of the natural world. Blood was hot and wet like summer air. Phlegm was cold and wet like water. Yellow bile was hot and dry like fire, and black bile was dry and cold like earth. The main people who treated victims during the plague were physicians and surgeons. Physicians wore Western robes, gloves, a hat, and a beak full of herbs to mask the smell. Surgeons had some training. Some surgeons thought they could treat the plague by feeding babies close to their heart. Some better treatments were bed rest, drinking liquids, and herbal potions. Everyone had different explanations for the plague. Some thought it was the apocalypse. Others said earthquakes released poisonous fumes. They didn't know what the cause was. Part 4, Impact. In this section, I'll talk about death rates, economic changes, and government changes. There are some estimates of how many people died. Some say a third of the population. In 1351, the Pope Clement VI and his officials estimated that 22,840,000 people died, which was nearly a third of the population. After the plague, many things changed. For example, there was a new job of loading bodies on carts for burial. Tenants got paid more for the jobs because there was more demand for workers. The government set wage laws, but they were ignored. On the other hand, not as many people followed the church because people who followed it and people who didn't both died. The age of modern medicine started in 1348 when the Pope Clement VI lifted his ban on human dissection. This allowed us to find out more about the human body. Part 5, the plague in modern times. In this section, I'll talk about the discovery of the bacteria, modern medicines, and some cases of the plague. Alexander Yersin discovered the plague bacteria during the third pandemic. The pandemic started in 1894 in the Yunnan province of China. Alexander landed there on Friday, June 15, 1894. On July 30, 1894, it was announced that he discovered the plague bacteria and named it Pasteurella pestis. More than 70 years later, it was renamed Yersinia pestis. Waldemar Hopkins created the first vaccine for the plague. He tested it on himself on January 10, 1897, and it worked. There are still some cases of plague. In 1994, earthquakes caused plague to come to India. The earthquakes damaged grain stores, allowing rats to access food. When the rat population rose, plague broke out. Antibiotics came there and took quick action and ended the outbreak. In 1995, the first case resistant to all known drugs infected a 16-year-old boy in Madagascar. He managed to recover by himself. Around the world, including the United States of America, there are still some cases of bubonic plague happening today that the spread is not caught very young, even though they are rare. Because of the medical advancements we have made since the second pandemic that have helped us fight outbreaks, a widespread outbreak is unlikely, but still possible. During this research, I realized how far we have come since the pandemic. We now have treatments for people infected with plagues, vaccines, and ways to stop an epidemic from happening because we now know what can cause outbreaks. By knowing this, we can be prepared. We still have much to learn, but we know so much compared to the 14th century. The second pandemic changed the course of human history. Because of the plague, humans have changed their medical beliefs and started to replace them with what we know today. We cannot forget about plague altogether, or we will not be prepared to stop outbreaks that sneak up on us. Forgetting can start a pandemic, so we have to remember what happened in the past. Thanks for watching.